have your partner's safety in mind. So then we push up. Once it's up from there, what I do is I stick to it. So I circle that arm round. What I don't want to do is move this arm away. Again, this goes back to this idea of continuous control. I'm always in control of the opponent. This arm then circles round as that one pushes on the back of it. Comes through, this arm will push down, that will lock the opponent's arm and cause his head to dip. Again, punching through from there. Take hold of the opponent's shoulders, we discussed earlier, because I don't want to just let go and try and hit him. He might stand back up. Drive through from there, again I punch from here. Then change my hands from there, come up with my knee strike from here, drop my foot down and drop back. Okay, so we'll just run through that once more time. So opponent grabs from there, pull this arm in, lock up, rotate round, punch from there, step through, punch, turn the knees over, come up with the knee, drop down, hammer fist. So grabs, push up, rotate and push down. Now on this next sequence, you always want to make sure you've got some pressure on the shoulder. So once we've done that punch from here, grab and keep hold. Step through and deliver your punch from here. Then from there, again, as I change my hands over, so I put my hands on my knee, change my legs over in preparation for the knee, I've still got control of his head from here. And the knee comes up. That foot then drops down straight, I kick my other foot out, and I've still got downward pressure here. So again, I'm keeping down as I lift my hand up and hammer fist, which of course you see that in Piran Nidan or Hian Shodan. So one last time, grab, hook in, pull, punch, step through, punch, swap the legs, come up with a knee strike, drop down, hammer fist strike to complete that sequence. The 13th drill combines a move, a variation of a move from Wanshu Kata, or MP, and a variation of a move found in Sishan Hangetsu. Depending on which style you practice, depends on what name you give the form. So just bring Gary in first, and we'll look at the initial part of this. So we're doing this from a clinch. Gary's reached around my back there, my hand's on the back of his triceps, this hand's on the back of his head, and Gary's hand's controlling my arm, it's on his top of my forearm. So the first thing I would do for this drill is I'm snatching this arm back and I'm delivering a hammer fist strike to the groin, which again does appear in Wanshu Kata, in this bit here before the leap. But we're going to vary it this time. Instead of standing up like Wanshu does, which I'll show now, it hits in, you pull in, and then you stand up. In Wanshu, again, it throws the opponent over, leaps up in the air, lands on the opponent. What we're going to do on this one is we're going to drop down onto our knees. So that leg will be pointing straight forwards, and this one's pointing out at 90 degrees. So it's a kneeling version of the shoulder wheel. So we're dropping down again, hammer fist, then dropping into this position. This arm pulls down so that Gary's loaded up onto my shoulder. I then straighten my hip off here, lifting him up. At the same time, just continue rolling, again to throw the opponent over the top. Then what we're then going to do is a variation of a technique found in Sishan. So we'll just look at that technique first, and then I'll look at show you the variation for it. For the technique in Sishan, if Gary just like to lie down for me, where you've got this bit here. So what you would have done on that technique is you would have thrown your opponent down, jerking the arm up so he lands on his elbow, put the foot in to the inside, because there's some little circular foot motions in that kata, pulling it back, bring this arm across like it does in the kata, lock it across your knee, pushing the head down with this hand. So you've got a neck crank in there, and you've also got an arm lock on here. Knees are in tight. It's one of the uses of Sishan stance. Now, I'm going to end up with my leg back in this position, but we're also going to do a variation with the hands. Using the arm instead of the leg. So again, all we're doing is we take a standing technique and performing it kneeling down, just like we did with the throw from Wanshu. So again, from this position here, dropping in, moving to there, throwing the opponent over. Now as soon as he lands, what I'm going to do is shoot that hand underneath and turn round into the side 4/4 position. So we'll just show that from the other side so you get a better view of that. So again, from here, hammer fist, move in from there, lift the opponent over, throw. As soon as you do that, turn round. This hand shoots straight under the back of his neck. Knees are pushed wide apart, and the base is nice and low. What I then do is slap this hand upwards, push it up. Like I did before in Sishan, where I use my foot, put the hand in position and I use the friction of my body to push him forwards, rolling forwards. What I then do is go back to the kata, bring my foot in and pull it back. Now I've got both arms locked, and of course the opponent's in quite a vulnerable position here. So we'll finish this drill off by first striking to the face, second striking to the groin, grabbing the chin with both hands and pulling it up, and the opponent taps out. Now because both his arms are trapped here, it could sometimes be difficult to tap out, so you need to take it very easy. So we'll just run through that again from that side. So we'll take it from the beginning. So again from there, dropping down and striking in to here, throwing the opponent over, straight round into the side 4/4, push this arm up, roll your body forward so he's on his side. Hands flat on the ground, because that's quite a strong position there, it takes some moving. Bring this foot up, hook it back. So again, already I've got like locks on from that position. Hammer fist strike to the face, hammer fist strike to the groin, grab and pull up. Okay, one last time. So those strikes, you can do them in either order. You can go to the face first, the groin first. You're just showing that both of them, those targets are vulnerable. So again, one last time from there. 2, finally taking there and putting the neck crack on to complete the drill. The 14th drill is an amalgam of techniques from Pasai or Basai Dai and Niseshi or Niji Shio. Just bring Murray in to talk about this. First part is straight out of Pasai Kata. So again, the opponent's grab the wrist here, this arm is rolling over, which again makes the grip of the opponent ineffective. It just turns his head just slightly as well. What then doing is come in with this punch, which again you'll recognise as the double punch from the form. This hand then turns and grabs that hand here, as my body weight comes back, my hand comes up the top of the elbow and I pull the arm in towards me. Then of course what happens in the kata is the knee comes up. So again, that's just this bit here, from here, knee up, and then we're into the sequence again. So opponent grabs and roll over and hit, pull back from there, bring my knee up into the floating ribs. Now what we're going to combine that with is a move from Niseshi Kata, where we've got this bit here, where we punch down over and then the foot hooks back. The side we're doing on the minute, it's the opposite way around to it appears in the kata, but as I said earlier, you've got to practice these drills on both sides. So again, hooking in, pulling down, coming up with the knee. Well, this next bit is I just keep pushing down on this hand here, the back of the arm here, to strip the opponent's arm away, and I punch, which again is the same as Niseshi. What I then do is this foot hooks on the inside of my opponent's leg, so we'll just look at that in a little bit more detail. Roll around and punch from here, put the lock on, bring the knee up, strip the arm down and punch. You can see how my foot here has dropped to the inside of my opponent's leg here. And what we have in the kata is the foot hooks back. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push Murray off balance. If I was just to push, what he might do is just stagger backwards. So to stop me from doing that, what I need to make sure I do is I'll just lift this foot slightly, so he can't step back, and then I push through. So if we just look through that, the whole sequence again, just come this way slightly. So grab, roll through and hook, pull the arm down from there, come up with the knee, strip and hit. Foot just hooks into here, so it's not a big pull back, it's just enough to prevent him from stepping. So I hook as I push forwards and down, so the opponent's taking round and off balance. If I didn't hook that foot in, what he might be able to do is stagger. Now because that foot's hooked, the only thing he can do from there is move this leg out, or would be able to move this leg out. As soon as I start to push, all the weight's on it and he can't move it, so he has to overbalance. So again, drill one more time, so he grabs, punch, lock, knee, strip and hit, hook that leg in, pushing forwards and down just to take the opponent away. And one last run through. From there. Taking the opponent over to finish. In the 15th drill, we've got a defence against a tackle, a couple of ground fighting holds and a couple of ground fighting chokes. So I've just bring Jim in to talk about this one. So we'll look at the tackle first. Now Jim's deliberately going to do this wrong now so I can explain it. As Jim comes in from the tackle here, he's just going to stop at this point so I can just talk the first movement through. Obviously in reality people don't tackle and stop, and this drill takes account of that. We often see drills where the opponent drops and you punch him on his way, and it's really very difficult to do. But anyway, so we're deliberately doing it wrong to start with so I can explain what we're doing. So as Jim comes into tackle from there, I'm dropping back. So dropping back in a basic stance, that'll give me the greatest control. It'll stop me from going flying. This hand tries to grab the back of his arm, and this one strikes downwards with my forearm onto the back of his neck. So we say that's very similar to, of course, the inner block. So as Jim tackles through from there, I'm striking from here. Now even if this strike landed perfect and knocked him out cold, his very momentum means he's going to keep on coming towards me. So we're going to go to the ground, so we need to do it in a way that suits me, where I have the dominant position. So as he comes through from there again, I would strike, just keep this motion going, roll round, slide my knee through, take hold of the back of the leg and straighten the scarf hold. So we'll just talk about the scarf hold for a second. If Jim could just point your head towards the camera for me, please. Other way, please. That's it. That's it. So scarf hold itself, this arm is fed under the back of his neck. This arm's got hold of the back of his triceps. This hand grabs into the tendons at the back of my leg and just reaches right around the back of my leg from there. And that's the position we're in here. This arm pulled in tight, head locked. Because again, once the opponent lands, if he's still functioning, there's a good chance he'll start to wriggle and struggle a little bit. So you need to be in a strong hold to keep control of him. So we'll look at that again. So this time again, Jim comes in with his thing. From there, again, hit and roll him over, and we just take him straight into the scarf. Just one more go at that one. It comes in, hit, roll over, and we'll land straight into the scaffold from here. So if we just point that way, and I'll show you the next bit of the drill. Next bit we're going to do is again just freeing this hand and striking palm heel at the side of the opponent's head. Instant we've delivered that, feed this arm under and turn it to the side 4/4 hold that we discussed earlier. This arm then pushes Jim's arm up, and I use my head to trap it into position. So my bicep is into his neck, and this arm's pushed in towards the other side of his neck. Then take hold of my own arm from here, bring my knee across, squeeze everything tight and push forward slightly with my hips. Okay, so it cranks Jim's neck and strangles him. Okay, so we'll just look for the drill to there. So just walk it through slowly. So he tackles a hit, roll round into the scaffold, palm heel strike, roll through, push this arm up, lock it in with my head, put my arm in, go over the top, push in and strangle. Once the opponent taps, I release it. Then what I want to do to complete the drill is I take my leg through again, swap my knees over. So similar to what we were like with the scaffold before, and I sit up, which will crank the neck. I'll also put the strangle on. So that's where the drill concludes. So just lie down there, Jim. We'll just look at that last little bit again. That's it. So from the scaffold from there, palm heel, move through, push this arm up and lock it in, grab, step onto this position here, push forward, step through, sit up, and just strangle him out. So if we look at the drill in its entirety, Jim comes for a tackle, strike in, roll over, into the scaffold, strike, move through, push his arm up and lock it in, step across, first strangle, second strangle. Okay, one last time. And that's the end of that drill. 16th drill deals with defence against the knee, and then there's a flow off with leg locks. And on all these drills, we're not saying that you'd use this as a technique in a real fighting situation. They are drills that are designed to teach you, allow you to practice lots of techniques on the belt end. So I've just borrowed again. So you could use these in any order. You don't have to slavishly follow the order